Hello! In this video we will review how we handle the old Magic environment settings after Go.NET migration. First, we will review the folder of the resulting code. In this folder we can see that one of the subfolder is called Common Resource. This folder contains all the new resources and environment files which can be used in our converted code. This folder and its link resources can also be shared between several converted Magic projects that are sharing the same environment files. If we will look into this subfolder, we can find the converted security files, XML for the other environment files, and the multi-language resource files. We can also see the Magic Environmental Management file, which is an optional utility that you can choose to use or not after the migration. The reason this utility is optional is because you can manage the linked resource files and their content from the migrated code as well. This utility allows you to manage those files just like you manage them in your old Magic environment. Its GUI interface allows you to manage the fonts, the colors, security rights, groups, and of course the users. It also provides an option to manage the global variable, which are more familiar to Magic developer as logical names. You can also use this utility to manage the connection strings, which represent the old Magic database setting, the keyboard mapping for the internal events, the printer list, and general settings which contain important attributes from Magic ini file. Finally, you can also manage the multi-language resource files from this utility. During the migration process, all those files are converted from the old Magic environment and stored in the Common Resource subfolder. There is a chance that your code isn't using many of those settings. However, our solution is comprehensive and converts all types of Magic applications, even those that make extensive use of the environment settings. Retaining this structure for managing environment setting preserves Magic familiar flexibility. For example, changing the connection string to the database on the fly by using logical names, or letting the user to choose a number of colors from the color file stored in the database. However, if you do not want to continue using this file setting in your new code, you will need to copy the relevant setting which is in use in your code into the application config file and store those settings there. This will eliminate the need to reference those settings from the environment files. Now let's review the code and see how we are using those files and managing them from our migrated application. First, we can see the resource folder in our code. This folder contains all the linked common resource files in our converted project. Those files contain the old information from the Magic environment file which has been migrated to XML. In the base controller of our function, we can find the partial class environment and security. Both of them are adapters to our resource files. The environment partial class contains the declaration of the old Magic functions that used the Magic environment files. For example, the function term, which returned the terminal number from the Magic ini file. All those functions are referring to the environment setting manager. The security partial class contains the declaration of the old Magic functions used by the user std file. For example, the function rights, which return true or false based on the user rights. Those functions are referring to the environment security setting manager. Our goal is to provide a solution that supports all the old Magic methods and preserve their functionality, but at the same time won't force you to continue working forever this way in your .NET environment. The decision to change is exclusively in your hands. For example, if your application isn't using the user std file for managing authentication and rights, you might want to remove this piece of code from the solution altogether.